Hello, hello, my amazing kindergarten and first grade Momont artists. I'm going to show you today how to draw a bear, a fox, and I'm going to show you how to draw a bunny. So you'll notice that all three of these look very different. And that's because I wanted to show you how you can make these using just pencil. And that's what this bear was drawn with. He was drawn just with pencil. And this fox, I almost called it a wolf. This fox, I drew it with pencil, and then I used a black crayon to add my value lines. See how it looks darker here and lighter here? That's that value I was talking about in that very first video. And then for the bunny I actually used pencil to draw it. And then I used a marker to draw all of these lines. And I went a little crazy with my lines for my bunny, just to show you another way of creating those light and dark spots in your animals if you want to. But let's first go back to our bear, the very first one. Oh yeah, and here's my box of crayons. Put that to the side. Got my pencil ready. Now all I need is a paper. So our first animal is going to be a bear. Now, when we're drawing our bear, and actually all of our animals except for the fox, we're going to start with a nose circle. Now, it's very important where you start drawing. Notice I'm not starting right in the middle, because if I draw his nose circle right here, everything's going to move up on the picture. So you want to find the middle of your paper. See how it's like the middle? And then you want to go right below it, like right about here. You want to leave enough space for his head and his ears. So I'm going to start with a circle for his nose. Then I'm going to draw his eye circles. I like to first look and figure out where those are going to be. All the way up here? No. Way down here? Not quite. Maybe right about here and here. Right there and there. So I'm going to draw a smaller circle here. And then over here, the second eye. Boom. Notice how slowly I drew that. Inside that circle, let's draw another circle. It's going to be for his black pupil. And we can even add a little shiny spot by drawing a little tiny circle inside that. All right, let's do the same thing with this other eye. So inside our first eye circle, carefully draw another circle. And then inside that in the corner, a small little shiny spot. All right, so that is our bear eyes. We've got our bear nose. Let's go ahead and add the bear tip of his nose. So right in the middle, we're going to draw a little tiny curved line just like that. That's going to be the middle of his nose. Then we're going to draw a curved line down. And on the other side, another curved line down. And I'm not going to make them pointy. I'm going to curve this bottom one too. And that's going to be his little nose. If you want, you can add a little shiny spot. I did a little curved line. And then I'm going to do another curved line there. Sort of like a little crescent moon on his nose. But that's actually the shiny spot. We call that a highlight. Now for his mouth, I'm going to start right at the bottom of his tip of his nose. I'm going to go down and curve over and up. That way he looks like he's smiling. And we do the same thing on this side. Starting at the bottom of the tip of his nose, straight line down, curve it up. Boom. Now he's smiling. All right, let's go ahead and draw the top of his head. We're just going to draw a top of his head line right about here. It's not going to be a flat, straight line. It's not going to be a huge, bumpy curve line. It's just going to be a gentle curve, like that. See how it's above his eyes? And it's kind of in the middle. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to bring this line down, around, and touch the side of his nose circle. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to go around and touch. See where my line touches my nose circle? All right. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to curve down, around, and touch. Notice how slow I went? And notice my helper hand? My helper hand is helping out big time today. He's holding the paper down so it doesn't slide around. All right, let's draw some ears. Curved line here. Curved line here. And then we can draw the inside of his ears with another curved line. Curve. And then another curve. Boop. Notice how it follows that other curve? It's just a little smaller. Okay, so we've got our bear head. Now all we need are to draw the lines for his body. So I'm going to draw a curved line down, curved line down. And now the fun begins. This is where we start adding a little bit of detail so that we can make some value. Notice my bear. I have drawn little short lines, almost like those texture lines that we were practicing from our other lessons. It's very organized, and I want to show you how I planned out my value lines for my bear. So let's start first with the ears, because they might be the easiest ones to start with. So right in that middle part of his ear, I'm going to draw a line that goes boom, right in the middle. I'm going to do the same thing here. Boom, curved line. Now, what I've done is I've taken this inside of his ear and I've broken it into two spaces. It used to be just one space, one curve, but now look, I have one space here and another space here. And if I want my inside of my ear to be light, I'm going to do some straight lines that are not close together. I'm going to do the same thing in that other part. See how my lines are straight and they're not close together. Now, if I want to make his ear darker than the inside, watch how close I have to draw my straight lines. And notice I'm actually turning my paper to the side because I like to be able to move my paper around so that I can draw easier. So I'm going to start over here and I'm going to go nice and slow. And I am making straight lines, but they are nice and close together. I'm going to turn my paper. Straight lines. Don't want to go too fast because then I'll go outside my lines. I'm going to turn my paper. Straight lines. Nice and close together. Turn my paper. Straight lines. Nice and close together. And then check that out. Holy cow. It's light on the inside because my lines are far apart. And on the outside of his ear, the lines are close together and it makes it look darker. We can do the same thing on this side. Lines that are far apart make a light value. Boom. And then lines that are close together are going to create a darker value. Darker value because our lines are close together. Remember, take control of your paper. Turn it whatever way you need it to be for you to make nice, careful lines. All right. So remember how we broke up the space inside our ear? We're going to do the same thing with the bear head now. So I'm going to start, notice I'm turning my paper already. I'm going to make a curved line that looks just like the top of his head. See, now I've got one space here, and I'm going to do the same thing here. And then another line here. And now this is where it gets a little funky. I'm going to draw a line, but I don't want to draw through my bear eyes. So watch what I do. I start here, stop, jump over, continue to draw, stop, hop over, and back to the side of his head. Boom! Now if I look, okay, I know that I can draw right underneath the eye and it'll still be good. Boom! Notice how I'm drawing my lines so that they're mostly evenly spaced, like they're not really close together, but they are nice and even. I'm going to do another line here. Oh, that was a close one. Now here again with the nose, I'm going to draw, stop, hop over, draw. And one more right here. Stop, hop over, draw. And then for his nose circle, watch this. I'm going to draw a circle right there. Pretty cool, right? So if we want to make his nose dark, this is what we would do. I'm going to make my straight lines nice and close together. Turn my paper. Turn my paper. Turn, and just keep drawing those straight lines nice and close together. It's kind of cool taking control of your paper like this and being able to draw in every direction. There. So now he's got a dark nose. And I can do the same thing in this part of his nose circle. This I have to go a little slower because it's a bigger space. See that? I have to go a lot slower than I did with that other circle. So I'm going to keep going. Making my nose lines nice and close together so that they are darker. Trying to create that dark spots in our bear and the light spots. I think I'm going to do his head light. Boom. So also at this point, you can take your pencil and you can color in your bear's nose. Don't color in that shiny spot though. We want to leave that white because that shiny spot on his nose is the highlight. There. All right, so let me show you how we can do a light value for his bear hair. Look at how my lines are far apart. They're far apart, and that means it is light on his bear head hair. Can't go too fast with this because I want to try to stay inside those lines I drew. And almost. Boom. There. Oh, let me put one there. Maybe one there. Ta-da! Oh, I forgot to color in his pupils of his eye. Again, remember, don't color in the shiny spot. And this is with pencil. If all you have is a pencil at home, this is what you will do. And if you have other materials at home, you can use a marker to color in your eyes and your nose. You can use crayons to color in. You can use colored pencils. My goodness, you could even use a highlighter. That works. So there's my bear head. Obviously, we've got his body left to do. So let's go ahead and do some curved lines to break up our space. And then we can do a light body by doing our lines spaced far apart. But if you want to make your bear dark, why all you would have to do is add lots of lines close together. So if you want your bear totally dark, like a dark black bear, all you would have to do is add more lines in between to make it darker. All right, and that is our bear. Let me show you how to draw a fox next.